Today, I'll recap a 2024 horror drama film, Speak No Evil, so keep your eyes wide open and stay safe. The movie starts in Italy. An American family, the Daltons, Ben, Louise, and their daughter Agnes, are vacationing at a resort. Agnes is 11, but she still needs her stuffed rabbit doll called Hoppy for comfort. Ben and Louise are having a hard time really enjoying their time because the only people they talk to are a Danish couple, and they find them pretty boring. The Daltons try to make the best of things, but it's clear that their vacation isn't going as planned. Agnes loses her beloved Hoppy and starts to freak out. Luckily, a British couple, the Felts, Patty and Ciara, find it. They are with their quiet son, Ant, who doesn't speak. The Felts quickly win over the Daltons with their charm and end up having lunch together. During the meal, Ben tells Patty that the family moved to London for his new job and that Louise gave up her own job to make the move. Patty then invites the Daltons to visit his and Ciara's country estate. The Daltons later return to London, where Ben talks to Louise about how he didn't get the job deal he was hoping for. He also worries about Agnes and how she might need to stop depending on her doll as she grows up. While going through some mail, they find a postcard from Patty and Ciara inviting them to visit again. At first, Louise thinks it's risky to spend more time with people they don't know well, but after talking it over, she and Ben decide to go ahead with the idea. The Daltons arrive at the Felts' big estate just in time for dinner. Patty proudly shows off a goose he cooked and offers some to Louise, even though she told them earlier that she's a vegetarian. Louise takes a bite to be polite, but quickly spits it out when Patty and Ciara aren't looking. Later, Ben offers to throw out some garbage, but as he does, Ant follows him around and tries to show him that his tongue was cut out. While the adults keep talking, Ant and Agnes sleep in the same room. Louise hears Ant crying in his sleep, but Patty and Ciara reassure her that he always calms down eventually. And sure enough, he does. The next day, both families go hiking in the woods. Agnes tries to play on a swing set, but Patty pushes Ant aside to make space for her. After that, Patty suggests everyone go into a nearby lake since Louise was complaining about neck pains. Louise starts to feel uncomfortable and tells Ben, but Ciara invites them to join her and Patty for dinner at a nearby restaurant. While the adults head out, they leave Ant and Agnes with Mujid, the babysitter. Over dinner, Patty and Ciara talk openly about their active life, while Louise casually mentions that she and Ben don't have as much intimacy these days, making Ben feel a little uncomfortable. Patty and Ciara then joke with them by pretending to do something under the table. Meanwhile, Ant leads Agnes to a bedroom and shows her a collection of watches in a drawer. One watch has a Danish inscription underneath it, along with another man's name. Ant tries to keep Agnes quiet so Mujid, the babysitter, won't find them, as they tricked him into playing hide and seek. Ant also reveals his torso, which is covered with bruises and scars. Later, before bed, Ben tells Louise he's upset about what she said to Patty and Ciara, mentioning how he still hasn't gotten over seeing another man's private photos on her phone. They talk it out, hug, and make up, while Patty secretly watches them from a distance. At night, Louise wakes up and goes to check on Agnes in the kids' room, but she doesn't find either of them there. She searches everywhere until she finally finds Agnes asleep in bed next to Ciara. Louise quickly grabs her daughter and takes her back to their own room. As morning comes, Louise tells Ben that finding Agnes sleeping in Patty and Ciara's room is the final straw, and they need to leave right away. The Daltons try to sneak out quietly, not wanting to wake Patty and Ciara, but on the road, Agnes starts freaking out because she left Hoppy behind. Ben tries to calm her down, but she kicks his seat, almost causing them to crash into a truck. Ben finally gives in and turns the car around to go back to the house to get the doll. When they arrive, Patty and Ciara are already awake and seem upset that the Daltons tried to leave without saying goodbye. When Louise admits she wasn't happy with what she saw the night before, Ciara apologizes and says she has a motherly instinct because they once had a daughter named Mary who passed away. The Daltons feel bad and apologize for trying to leave so suddenly. Patty takes Ben out to go fox hunting, while Louise and Ciara stay behind with the kids. Ant tries to write a message to Agnes, but it's in Danish, so she can't understand it. He eats the message before Ciara notices. After Ben misses his shot at the fox, Patty takes him to a quiet, open area where they both let out loud, cathartic screams, almost like they're releasing all their frustration. The families sit down to have lunch together. Louise gets upset when Ciara makes comments about how Agnes is eating. Ciara apologizes, but Patty suggests that Louise should apologize too. Later, Agnes and Ant try to show off a dance they've been practicing to the song Cotton-Eyed Joe, but Patty keeps making fun of Ant's dancing, which scares Agnes. Patty takes a nap, and while he's sleeping, Ant sneaks his keys. He leads Agnes to a barn where there's a hidden basement. Inside, Ant shows her a book filled with pictures of other families that Patty and Ciara have met. Each picture has a couple with an unhappy child, and in every next photo, the child from the last family is now with a new couple. Ant quietly tells Agnes that Patty and Ciara cut out his tongue and that they plan to make her their next child after they kill her parents, just like they did to his. Agnes takes pictures with her phone and plans to show them to Louise. When Patty wakes up, Aunt tries to sneak the keys back to him, but Patty notices the basement latch is out of place. After Ben and Louise find out the truth, they try to come up with a way to leave without causing a scene. They tell Patty and Ciara that Agnes just got her first period as an excuse to go, but just as they're about to leave, they notice they have a flat tire. Patty offers to change it, but while they're doing that, Agnes realizes that Hoppy is missing again. Patty points out that the doll is stuck in the gutters, so Ben uses a ladder to get it. When he retrieves it, they see that Hoppy has been shredded, but Agnes just wants to leave as quickly as possible. They try to get Aunt to open the gate so they can leave with him, but Patty unlocks it with his keys. As they start to drive away, Agnes sees Patty throw Aunt into the lake. Ben jumps out to save him, while Louise tries to drive away with Agnes, but Patty quickly shuts the gate. Ben manages to save Aunt, but now, Patty and Ciara have Louise and Agnes held hostage at gunpoint. Patty and Ciara make the Daltons hand over their money, and then Patty tries to knock Agnes out with ketamine. Louise secretly pulls out a box cutter and slashes Patty's face. She fights with Ciara and manages to get the rifle away from her. Ben cuts the ropes that are tied around him, Agnes, and Aunt, and they all try to escape. But just as they're about to run, Patty and Ciara's accomplice, Mike, shows up and starts shooting at them. The family has to quickly run back to the house and hide. The villains go hunting for the family, while Ben and Louise do their best to keep the kids hidden and barricade themselves in the bedroom. Ben tries to use one of Patty's liquor bottles to start a fire in the barn, hoping someone will notice, but he misses and ends up dropping the bottle on Patty's car. Mike hears the noise and starts firing his gun at them, trying to get inside. Ben grabs a hammer and tries to fight Mike, but Mike nearly overpowers him and slams his head into broken glass. Just as things are looking bad for Ben, Louise grabs the hammer and jams it into Mike's head. When Patty tries to attack, Louise quickly sprays drain cleaner in his face, burning him badly. Ciara rushes over to help him. The family tries to escape from the roof using a ladder, but Ciara catches up with them. Louise quickly hits Ciara over the head, causing her to fall off the roof and die, while the ladder falls down too. Ben climbs down, injures his leg, but somehow manages to bring the ladder back up so Louise, Agnes, and Aunt can climb down safely. Just when they think they're safe, Patty finds them and holds Agnes at gunpoint. He says he's taking her now that Ciara is gone and nobody else can care for her. He tries to kill her parents, but Agnes quickly jabs the ketamine needle into Patty's stomach, taking him down. Before they can leave, Aunt grabs a big brick. Patty, even though he's hurt, tells Aunt he's proud of him. Then, in a burst of anger, Aunt smashes Patty's skull with the brick, screaming as he does it. Ben and Louise quickly get Aunt and Agnes into Mike's car and drive away from the estate, ready to leave it all behind. Agnes hands Hoppy to Aunt to help him feel better. As they drive off, the family is finally free, leaving the danger and terror behind them. So, which awesome movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and let's make it happen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our movie recaps. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Produced by Warner Movie Recaps.